Hey there, we're down here at the property again today, and I want to do a quick video on something that I don't think I've seen anything else online about about narcissistic, growing up in a narcissistic family. So I've heard different aspects, but I believe that this covers 95% of all narcissism, sociopath, psychopathic type behaviors. I've heard that some very wealthy um, parents push their kids to the brink of never being satisfied, that sort of thing. But what I find mostly is that rather than pushing their children to excel, most narcissistic parents dumb down their children on purpose. So many of you, and this is what we're going to talk about today, is we grow up feeling stupid sometimes, feeling dumb, feeling why does everybody seem so much smarter than me? That was my experience anyway. And y'all can comment below and let me know if this is true with you, or if you had narcissistic parents, but it was different. I'd be curious to know. But what I realized in my family is neither one of my parents ever pushed me to do better in life. So I'll give you an example. Um, I graduated high school reading at a fifth grade level. I thought I was stupid. What I realized, my parents were never involved. All the toxic words were, I was stupid. So if my mother says, I don't, you're stupid every day of your life, you're that goes into your belief system. So growing up as a child, when you absorb the most, and that's when you learn the most, I always just thought I couldn't learn because my mother must know. She's my parent. She must know, right? Parents are supposed to be our guides growing up. They're the ones that guide us in everything we do. So just to let you know, I can see the fire through the camera, so I'm keeping an eye on it. It won't get me. Um, But what I realized, the older I got, and the more once I got out of like for instance, neither one of my parents showed up for my high school graduation. It was almost like they were punishing me. And at the time, I didn't think a whole lot about it. But now I realize through the years how all parents talk about how excited they are their kids are graduating high school. You start seeing what normal or functional is. And I look back and I'm like, that was really not very nice. My father's excuse, he had to work that night. Couldn't take it off. It was in the evening at a stadium. I don't remember what my mother's excuse, but by that time I had left home at 16. Later, I tried to go back and work it out, and it was just a disaster every time I tried to. But even when I became wealthy in my 30s, my mother wrote me a 3-page letter telling me how worthless, how greedy, how selfish, all I wanted was money. It was never, congratulations, you worked your butt off 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for 5 years, and it all worked out for you. So, and then my father, every time neither one of them ever said, hey, I'm proud of you. Hey, you can do that. I believe in you. I've never heard those kind of words from either parent. Neither one of them have given me a hug, a sincere hug, and say, I love you and I want the best for you. Um, And I didn't realize what I was missing until I actually married my wife. And she has God's love. She has a beautiful love, unconditional love. I didn't even know that type of love existed. That's why I adore her. I'll give her anything she wants, but she also treats me with total respect. But talking about dumbing kids down, I remember what really I saw it. Like, for instance, my sister's in her 50s. She's struggling. She doesn't make a lot of money because she told me that about 6, 7, 8 months ago when she called and blasted me out. She told me how she was the victim and she didn't make much money. It wasn't fair that I made more money, and I guess my stepbrother makes a lot of money and my other brother makes money. But we've also have careers, whereas she never really had a career. Um, so, but nobody ever pushed her and said, Karen, never said, why don't you go out and you do this? Why don't you um, be a teacher or be an attorney or whatever, and encourage them? None of us four from my father, neither parent ever encouraged any of us to do anything. Matter of fact, my brother, he got his real estate license because I helped him get it, and then later betrayed me. But that's all. It's all right. At least I don't. I didn't. Listen, he was at around 30 years old. And he was still just working little bar jobs and stuff like that. And I said, you got to get a career. And that's when I helped him. And he started doing very well in sales. He's a very people person. He's good at that. But he betrayed my trust and is not willing to make it right. So I don't have anything to do with him. However, and then my youngest brother, as y'all know, he drank himself to death at 29. He was always out trying to prove himself is what he was trying to do. I can look back and see that now. And he dated the wrong people, trying to find approval in everything. And I believe him to be an empath. I was an empath. My other two siblings are very low consciousness level, and they're just like my parents in the realm of the narcissism. And that's fine. If that's the way they want to be, they're just not going to be a part of my life. So understand that that is my experience, and I've seen it in other families where a lot of kids that are struggling, realizing that they had so much potential in themselves, but neither parent ever acted like they cared, or they actually said, "Oh, you don't want to do that." My father would actually tell my brother, the ones that are real estate license, he would actually say, "Oh, don't worry about it. You don't have to work. You can just live with me." This was in his late 20s. He was encouraging him to do nothing. And so when I went out, I did all kinds of stuff. I went and became an electrician, state licensed electrician. Then I got my license. It was never a congratulations. Hey, I'm proud of you. Not that. I put myself through college. He never said, hey, good job. You know, I didn't know you were that smart or whatever. No, he just ignored it. So I wound up taking flying lessons, flew fixed wing, and then I flew rotorcraft, helicopters. And the day I soloed in helicopter, and this is when I was already struggling, and it's not safe to fly if you're struggling emotionally. I'll just tell you that. So I came home and I'm like, he was at my house, and I'm like, I soloed today. That's so cool. I was so excited. He's like, you're going to kill yourself. I'm like, that's what you have in return for that? You don't want to sit here and have a conversation of, I'm concerned that you might hurt yourself in it. No, what? It was almost like he was telling me he wanted me. And I'm like, oh, and it just, that was part of, that was right before my brother passed away. That's right before my brother deceived me. A lot of that. I'll tell you all that on another. But once I got out of this narcissistic family and I put boundaries up, my life has been doing nothing but going straight up. And of course, they're causing a ruckus. And I just had a book come out explaining a lot of what I did in order to get where I am and the trials I went through. And it's a book out now. It's actually doing pretty good. I only have one bad review, and guess who it's from? Yes, my mother. But it shows you in that review, it's actually kind of funny because she's like, "Oh, he's telling you nothing but lies," and he had it made. He had all this blah blah blah, and it's so opposite of the book. And on my videos, I'm like, if anybody knows narcissism, they just manifested their narcissism all over it. It it was something like his father worked for General Motors. We weren't poor. I was on free lunches, and he would go night shift and get off work at midnight and party all night with other women. And she would raise hell about it. But yet now he's a nice guy. He was always a supporter, and it is amazing. They totally twist their agenda to fit their needs. So anyway, hopefully that helps you to understand that yes, most narcissists, if you start getting too successful, or let's say they encourage you and you start really running with it, they're they're pretty much going to sometimes come back and they're going to slice it, or they're going to say, "Oh, now you owe me." That was another. As I got successful, even though my father didn't help me, he started. It's almost like he started calculating how much I owed him for the putting food in my mouth growing up, or any pennies. I even say sometimes I guess I still owe for the Gerber baby food that I ate. It's just bizarre. And I just do nothing but laugh today. I'm like, that is their life. That is something that they're going to have to evolve in their evolution. But I'm happily married. I'm at peace and harmony. I'm working the job I love, and most of all, I've wrote the book Life Made Simple: Secrets to Wealth and Happiness Hidden in Plain Sight is the name of it. You can go to Amazon, and I've got that, and I've got these videos, and people seem to have a very good response. I just started this channel, so let me know your feedback. Do you like this channel? Um, what do you like about it? What do you dislike about it? And if there's any questions that you have, please let me know. For Life Made Simple, living in a narcissistic world, I'm going to help you get through it. This is Joe Cox Jr. Bye-bye.